The reasons behind the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. Annexation of Crimea. In 2014, Russian troops entered Crimea, a region that was previously a part of Ukraine. Russia then held a referendum in Crimea, in which the overwhelming majority of voters supported joining Russia. However, the legitimacy of the referendum has been disputed, as it took place under the presence of Russian military forces and without the participation of international observers. The annexation of Crimea was widely condemned by the international community, and many countries imposed economic sanctions on Russia in response. Ukraine has continued to assert its sovereignty over Crimea and has refused to recognize Russia's annexation. Ethnic tensions. Ukraine has a significant population of ethnic Russians, particularly in the eastern regions. These populations have historically had closer ties to Russia and have sometimes been at odds with the Ukrainian government, which is largely made up of ethnic Ukrainians. In 2014, pro-Russian separatists in eastern Ukraine declared independent republics and sought to break away from Ukraine. The conflict escalated into a full-blown military conflict, with both sides accusing the other of using heavy weapons and violating ceasefires. The conflict has led to thousands of deaths and has created a humanitarian crisis in the region. Economic ties. Russia and Ukraine have significant economic ties, particularly in the areas of energy and trade. Russia has long been a major supplier of natural gas to Ukraine, and disputes over pricing and access to resources have been a source of tension between the two countries. In 2014, Russia cut off natural gas supplies to Ukraine, leading to shortages and higher prices. Ukraine has since diversified its energy sources, but the issue of energy security remains a key concern for the country. Political differences. Ukraine has sought to align itself more closely with Europe and the West, while Russia has sought to maintain its influence in the region. In 2013, then Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych backed away from a deal with the European Union in favor of closer ties with Russia, leading to widespread protests and ultimately his ouster from power. Russia has accused the West of interfering in Ukraine's internal affairs and seeking to weaken Russia's influence in the region. Meanwhile, Ukraine has accused Russia of supporting separatist movements and seeking to destabilize the country. Military conflict. Since 2014, there has been ongoing military conflict in eastern Ukraine, where separatist groups have sought to break away from Ukraine and align themselves with Russia. The conflict has led to thousands of deaths and has created a humanitarian crisis in the region. Both Ukraine and Russia have accused each other of providing military support to opposing sides. Efforts to resolve the conflict have so far been unsuccessful, with multiple ceasefire agreements breaking down and violence continuing in the region. The conflict remains a major source of tension between Ukraine and Russia and a key issue in international relations.